My friends, if words are worth a coin, then silence is worth two. Our sages valued silence. They called it a fence to wisdom. In this Shabbat's Torah portion, Parashat Shemini, during the course of bringing a sacrifice to God, two sons of Aaron the high priest desecrate the altar. According to our text, they introduce a strange and improper fire to the sanctuary, and in a flash, they are struck down for their desecration. Aaron is stunned by this double tragedy. No longer is he just the exalted high priest. He is now a grieving father, bereft of two of his children. We are told, Vayidom Aharon, that Aaron remained silent. Aaron refrains from speaking. No outcry, no protests, no lament. He had every right to complain, to rail against God, against heaven. Despite his personal tragedy, his silence was more eloquent than 1,000 words. And yet, there are situations in life that demand our voices raised in screaming protests, when the sounds of silence are deafening and painful. This weekend marks 6 months, 180 days since the October 7th massacre by Hamas, the mass murder of innocent civilians in southern Israel. 6 months of silence by the United Nations following the October 7th torture of children and newborns, sexual violence against women, and the kidnapping of civilians. 6 months of silence by the International Red Cross, who've yet to ascertain the status and well-being of the hostages. 6 months of silence by human rights organizations refusing to acknowledge the genocidal and diabolical ideology of Hamas. 6 months of silence from Hollywood, from corporate America, from academics, in the face of ever-growing demonstrations of anti-Semitism here in the United States and around the world. Vayidom Aharon. Aaron remained silent. Perhaps the most eloquent silence in the Torah. Our Jewish mystics in the Zohar comment that silence is the medium in which both the sanctuary above and the sanctuary below are made. But there is no sanctuary, no refuge, no retreat in the face of intensifying anti-Semitism and hatred of Jews. Too many have remained eerily silent. The silence that is a shameful monument to moral indifference in the face of lurking disaster. Shabbat Shalom.